Hello everyone and welcome to new video of editorial part from the Hindu newspaper. So we are going to start today. Our topic is, you can see on my screen, Delhi's air, a weak problem in need of bold solutions. Each winter, as Delhi wakes under a grey sky and the air thickens with smoke, the city relieves a familiar crisis. School closed, flights are delayed, and citizens scramble for masks as the air quality index AQI routinely breaches 400, the severe mark. Deepavali promotes a fresh round of breast beating as the spat of firecrackers add more smoke and the pollutant to the already unbreathable air. But this is not a seasonable inconvenience. It is a chronic public health emergency, and yet year after year we treat it as a passing nuisance rather than a structural failure. Since 2015, I have personally convened and conducted an annual roundtable on clean air with different stakeholders, public health experts, environmentalists, science journalists, member of parliament, and even minister. Every year, I seek different institutional partner and a wider circle of attendees with the hope enlarging the number of those determining to the something about the air we breathe, yet little seems to move. The consequence of breathing the national capitals falls fall air are devastating. Long-term exposure to Delhi's toxic air can reduce life expectancy by up to 10 years, especially in areas with consistency high PM2.5 level. There is a sharp rise in asthma, bronchitis, chronic chronic obstructive pulmonary disease COPT, and lungs infections, particularly during winter months. Fine particulate matter PM2.5 penetrates the bloodstream, increasing the risk of heart attack, strokes, and hypertension in Delhi residents, and prolonged exposure to airborne toxic in the is linked to the lungs damage due to oxidative stress and DNA damage. Air pollution has even been associated with cognitive decline, depression, and anxiety, especially in children and the elderly, as well as to the arteries, lupus, and multiple sclerosis due to systematic inflammations and autoimmune disruption. People are relocating from Delhi even at the cost of their career in order to avoid exposing their families and themselves to such risk. The complexity of Delhi's problem. Air pollution cost India an estimated 1.36 of its GDP annually, roughly 36.8 billion due to health care expenses, lost productivity, and premature death. Delhi's reputation as one of the world's most polluted city deter international tourists and investors, and yet resources are being diverted to emergency responses such as cloud seeding to participate rain and domestic air purifiers, including for government, rather than investing in long-term sustainable solution. Delhi's air pollution is not one of a single source. It is the sum of many small catastrophes, geographical, meteorological, and man-made, that together create a toxic haze. To solve it, we must first understand its complexity. Delhi's geography itself a liability. The cities lie in the basin-like formation flanked by the Aravalli Hills, which restrict airflow and prevent pollutant from dispersing easily. During October to January, high pressure systems settle over northern India, leading to temperature inversion, a phenomenon where cooler air near the surface is trapped beneath warmer air above this inversion. Coupled with low wind speeds, low pollutant close to the ground, turning Delhi into a ball of poison. The meteorological trap is not unique to Delhi. Cities such as Los Angeles, surrounded by mountains, have faced similar challenges, but they respond with aggressive policy, technological innovation, and public engagement. Delhi must to do the same. In Delhi's case, the neutral disadvantages are compounded by human negligence. Delhi NCR have 3.3 crore registered vehicle, diesel truck, two-wheeler, and aging, aging buses spew nitrogen oxide and PM 2.5 particles into the air. Despite BS6 Bharat state norms, enforcement remain patchy. Rapid urbanization has also led to unregulated construction, with debris and dust contributing nearly 27% of PM 2.5 level. Covering site and enforcing dust control norms are routinely ignored. Factories and power plant in neighboring state release sulfur dioxide and other to- toxins. Many still use outdated technology and lack emission filter. And then there are the well-known villains everyone likes to blame. Stubble burning is a hardly perennial. Each autumn, farmer in Punjab and Haryana burn crop residue, sending plums to smoke into Delhi seas. Despite court order and subsidies for alternatives for practice persist due to economic constraint and lack of viable machinery. Deepavali celebrations and open vast burning at short term but severe spike in pollution. Even green cracker have proven ineffective when used on mass. Delhi's air crisis in a textbook example of weak problem, a challenge too complex, cross-cutting and politically fraught for any single solution. The causes are interlinked, the stakeholders are fragmented, and the consequences are unevenly distributed. Global measures to emulate, but this year present a unique opportunity. For the first time, Delhi and the neighboring NCR state, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan are governed by the same political party, the Bharatiya Janata Party. This alignment can end year of the intergovernmental friction and enable a joint clean air mission backed by scientific expertise and empowered implementation and driven by the central government, which is from which is from which is from the same party. For an actionable plan, the three states need look no further than those places that have resolved very similar problem successfully. In the not too distant part, London owns no it's a notorious piece super smoke introduced on ultra low emission zone, charging polluting vehicles and incentivizing electric mobility. It also invested in green public transport and retrofitted building for energy efficiency. Los Angeles overcome its smoke crisis through strict vehicle emission standards, clean fuel technologies, and regional coordinations across country. The worst was Beijing owns infamous for its air air apocalypse, where on a visit 2 decades ago I literally could not see out of my hotel window. So thick was the smoke. It implemented a multi-year action plan, relocating polluting industry, banning coal in urban areas, and deploying real-time air monitoring. The result, a 35% drop in PM 2.5 level over 5 years. Delhi must adopt similar measure not as isolated experiments but as a part of sustained science-led strategy. Delhi urgently needs a unified airside management plan that treats Delhi NCRs as a single pollution zone. The three states must pool resources, align regulations, and coordinate enforcement across their borders. This must be accompanied by real-time monitoring and the public dashboards announcing figure and the achievements. Transparency build trust. Citizen must know what they are breathing and the what is being done by it. We must also incentive incentivize e-adoption, electrify public transport, expand metro networks, and deploy electric buses to reduce reliance on private fuel burning vehicles. With political will, it should not be impossible to regulate constructions and waste, enforce dust control norms, ban open waste burning, and penalize violators. True farmers will need to support it with alternatives. Governments must scale up access to happy seeders and biodecomposer to make stable management economically viable. A behavioral issue. Citizen engagement is key. Pollution is not just a governance issue, it is a behavioral on. Campaigns, school programs, and community incentives must make clean air a shared responsibility. The persistence of Delhi's air pollution is not an act of nature, it is a consequence of choice and the reflection of priorities. If we continue to treat it as a seasonal inconvenience with headlines every Deepavali and inaction thereafter, we will condemn millions of chronic illness, economic loss, and environmental degradation. But if we act with urgency, coordination, and courage, we can rewrite the narratives. Delhi can breathe again. The question not question is not whether we know what to do, it is whether we will do it. Thank you so much for this video. We will make another video of vocabulary part from this editorial part, so you will enjoy this video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.